Hey, it is Friday. Welcome to your go-to show for sports here on the shore. The Delmarva Sports Insider. I'm Anthony Joseph.
And I'm Chris Brunk. Thank you for joining us. We've got a whole lot going on tonight, Anthony, right?
We certainly do. It's jam-packed. Let's go over what we have in store for you tonight. We've got the state tournament baseball and softball action in the state of Maryland and competition from day 2 of the Maryland Rodeo State Finals.
Plus, we've got NCAA tournament action coming out of Salisbury University. But, Anthony, we start with a big event up in Queen Anne's County, the Mickey Steele Poker Run and Golf Tournament. This one's pretty cool.
It certainly is. The Mickey Steele Golf and Poker Tournament has raised almost $2 million in 19 years with the help of former athletes. Last night, the Poker Run was held at the Fisherman's Crab Deck past Queenstown. It was helped to raise money for Special Olympics of Maryland and also benefited the Andrew Rippin Cancer Care Foundation. More than 100 people showed up to raise money, play some poker, and have a lot of fun. At the event for some outstanding athletes like ex-Baltimore Orioles player Rick Dempsey, former Washington football player Chip Lohmiller, Joe Washington, Russ Grimm, and many more. Ron Steele, his brother was Mickey Steele. He talks about why this tournament is so important, and really he talks about Maryland Special Olympics being near and dear to his heart.
My mom was a Special Olympics a teacher assistant for 15 years, so that's where Special Olympics comes in as well. I was at the first Special Olympics at Byrd Stadium at University of Maryland when I was probably 12, so that's the connection there.
Another athlete was there, we mentioned Chip Lohmiller, former Washington Redskin place kicker. He attended a lot of these poker runs. He comes all the way from Minnesota where he's a fire chief. Lohmiller mentions why it's important for him to keep coming back.
You know, I think it's it shows how our team and the Commanders, Redskins, I'm sorry, I'm going to say it, but we're a good group that wants to give back to the community, and we also like to see each other. But you know, the fundraising part of it, we've always tried to do the best we can to help the community and give back to everybody that supported us.
And Anthony, we had playoff softball action today. Stephen Decatur hosting the Lackey Chargers in the 2A state quarterfinals. Seahawks looking to move on to the Final Four in their bracket, and they got after it early. Riley Smith belts this one to left. Outfielders going back. It's over their head and over the fence. A 2-run shot for Smith in the bottom of the first inning. She rounds the bases. Her teammates come out to celebrate. There was plenty more to celebrate for Decatur. Madison McGinnis rips it to left field again over the head of the outfielder, but this one stays in play. Emily Bloom coming down the line to score easily. An RBI double for McGinnis. We are still in the first inning here. Madison Donaway is going to hit this ball sharply to short, but it gets through, and this is going to be Riley Herzog, Leah Hurling, and Bailey Griffin all wheeling around third, coming home to score a bases-clearing double for Donaway, and the Seahawks rolling into the state semifinals with a 14-0 victory over Lackey.
Now another big event. Today kicked off the second day of the 3-day Maryland State Finals in Rodeo. This 3-day competition would have events like steer wrestling, team roping, bull riding, pole bending, and much more. Maryland National Director Kurt Walbert talked about how this association chapter started 10 years ago, where he had been director for 9. He also explained how the top 4 that qualify from junior high and high school would go on to nationals in June and July. From all the contestants who compete in the competition, he believes that all are key as they have determination and work hard in competing, as well as taking care of their animals. We talked to Studie Body President Cassidy Hearn about how she did in the competition and why she loves the rodeo.
My horse worked really well around all my turns. He really listened to me with his core, and he got me in and he got out, and he was just honest all the way through, and he's just a blessing to me, and I'm just grateful for him and this association. So you really create a family in Maryland High School Rodeo, or any association really, and just the person that it turns you into be. Rodeo is all about hard work.
Now to college lacrosse. The SU women's lacrosse team is 15-4 on the year after their second-round victory over Haverford last weekend. They just had 6 players named to the 2025 IWLCA All-Chesapeake region team. First teamers include Audrey Harrington, Miranda Mears, Juliana Ott, Abby Fleischel, and Paige Ellis. Ellis being the region's top goalie. The Seagulls taking on St. John Fisher in the regional semifinal tomorrow. The Cardinals are the last remaining undefeated team in Division III with a perfect 19-0 record. That's going to be a tough one. That game at 10:30 in the morning tomorrow morning on Saturday in Medford, Massachusetts.
That should be a good one. Stay updated while we're at these games in real time.
Make sure to follow WMDT Sports on Facebook and X right now.
Now to SU baseball. SU took on Johnson in Wales in Game 1 of the NCAA tournament. Wildcats would be up 1-0 in the top of the third inning, bottom of the fourth inning. Ball is smacked deep to right field, and it is gone. It's the former Sussex Central Golden Knight Noah Burrows getting a home run, bringing home Dylan Weinbrenner, the catcher. Seagulls 2-1, and they love to celebrate the long ball. Bottom of the fifth, Danny Sheeler pops the ball high to left, and it is caught. But the Seagulls head home, and an error at home as Trent Ware is safe at home off a sacrifice pop fly from Sheeler. To the next play, Seagulls. They hit it deep to right field again. They love that. That's their sweet spot. Another home run, this time by the teammate Weinbrenner, putting Salisbury up 4-1. Even with the JWU getting their own home run, the Seagulls will score 8 unanswered runs in the 7th inning, dominating the Wildcats 12-2. We're talking to head coach Troy Brohan on how the team really had a good game.
Well, I think the mentality dugout was great all game, almost a little too much at the beginning where we had to tell them, hey, don't get emotionally intoxicated here because it's affecting our thoughts at the plate, our thoughts on the mound. So I thought they calmed down a little bit, and again, in that inning, I think we had a couple sack bunts, we had a sack fly, we had a few hits, we had a little bit of everything, first and third early break. So we had a little bit of everything there, and we executed very well.
Now SU men's lacrosse player John DeFazio. His college career ended this last weekend with the Seagulls' loss to Dickinson in the NCAA tournament, but DeFazio is still moving forward. He just signed with the Maryland Whipsnakes. That's a team in the Premier Lacrosse League, the PLL. DeFazio becomes the first Seagull to join the PLL's ranks since his former teammate Cross Ferrara, who graduated in 2023. In 5 seasons at SU, DeFazio racked up 455 career ground balls, and he caused 212 turnovers. Just a remarkable career for DeFazio at SU.
We go from a great player to a great team. Deltech softball team back in the NJCAA Division II Softball World Series for the 4th time in 5 years with head coach Guy Wilkins. The Deltech softball team 33-6 on the year. They have scored 363 runs, batted .389. Team is working hard in practice to get ready for the World Series. The team's strength, of course, is pitching. They have Kylie Hill from Laurel. She was named the 2025 NJCAA Region 19 Pitcher of the Year. Going into the World Series, 17-1, 1.53 ERA, racked up 170 strikeouts and 105 innings. The team will leave Saturday for the World Series that runs from May 19th to the 24th in Oxford, Alabama. They will play Black Hawk College, the 14th seed from Illinois. The game will be played on Monday. The head coach talks about the pitching, what it's going to take to be successful at the World Series. We're calling our first time out, but when we return, we'll have my interview with Rick Dempsey as he talks about the Mickey Steele Golf Tournament, his Orioles, and more.
We've got that and more when Delmarva Sports Insider returns.
This is David Hearn, head football coach at Delmarva High School, and you're watching Delmarva Sports Insider.
Welcome back to Delmarva Sports Insider and WMDT Sports Director Anthony Joseph. Rick Dempsey is a former Baltimore Orioles player and member of the 1983 World Series, and he was the MVP. He played 24 seasons in the majors. I interviewed him at the Mickey Steele Golf Tournament, and here it is.
Well, it's probably one of the best events that I've ever seen, raising money, for their charity. And I was here last year. I was really surprised that there was so many autographed pictures and things for people to bet on. It was really a nice feeling, and well, it's a lot of fun. Last year I won the poker tournament, so I was kind of happy about that. I'm not a very good poker player. I wouldn't put myself up there, but I guess I got enough good hands to keep me in the winner's circle there by the end of the night. It was like 1 o'clock in the morning, and we were all tired by that time. But it turned out pretty well for me. Well, all the people that it really handled it, you know, Tom, the main guy who contacted me, really nice people. They got me to come here and everything, and I've always loved playing Queenstown Harbor Golf Course. I've got friends that live out here, Todd and Diane Smith, so we've been friends for 35 years, so it's always fun coming over here. And look what we have, the hotel's right here on the inner harbor, and it's just beautiful out here, the boats, the people, and everybody's having a great time. Well, they're very good at what they do. You can tell that they're very organized. They got a lot of good people that are working here that keep things, the tempo the way it should be. I like the little swing with a little poker before the golf tournament. It just kind of gets everybody pretty excited. And we get a chance to meet a lot of people at the same time. Those guys sitting at the table, I just met with 5 of them tonight I've never met before, and they just seem like great sports fans. They love the Orioles. They love football in this area, you know, and the Redskins back in their day when they were called the Redskins. And so, you know, you get that opportunity to just meet great people. They've got very good young talent. They've been decimated with injuries in the pitching area. You just can't win in this division. The American League East has always been the toughest division in baseball. And if you don't have your pitching healthy and ready to rock and roll for you, then that puts a lot of pressure on the offense. And if they're not getting hits like they're not getting right now, they're going to lose some games. They're by no means out of this race at all, because once they start getting some guys healthy, start winning some close ball games, they'll get that confidence back. They got a lot of good young players in there that can turn things around offensively, and I expect to see that. Well, you know, I haven't been around the ballpark. I live out in California, so I don't get the inside scuttlebutt on what they're going to do, but I know that he's already been a great player for the Orioles a couple of times on the All-Star team, and we know what he's really capable of doing. Sooner or later, guys that swing the bat as good as he does are going to come alive. Get some guys on in front of him and see how it works out on a regular basis. Well, the baseball warehouse, I don't get as much time back here as I would like to, but Rick Oliver, my agent, is running it too, along with Matt Morris. They're 2 guys that can get a lot of people together at times, and so, you know, we're sitting there. We're not as good as we should be right now, but we're going to make some improvements upcoming here with batting machines and games for young people to bring teams in, and we'll have some very competitive events.
Well, keep it right here. Find out why Rehoboth Beach commissioners have put new rules in place for kids and teens. Plus, the Poplar Hill Mansion is gearing up for a groovy gala. Hear how the special soiree will help support the museum.
Chase Shepard, pitcher for Parkside Rams, and you're watching Delmarva Sports Insider.
Good evening and welcome back, Delmarva. A Dover teen is facing felony charges following a police pursuit in a stolen car. Around 1 in the morning yesterday, a state trooper near Capitol Park ran the plates on a Lexus on President Drive. The search showed that the vehicle was reported stolen out of Maryland. Police tried to stop the vehicle, but they say it fled. The chase came to a stop on Roosevelt Avenue, and that's when police say the driver bailed and ran. He was found and identified as a 17-year-old male. Police say he showed signs of impairment and was arrested. Meanwhile, a Salisbury man has been arrested following a shooting last week. 22-year-old Dorian Claiborne is facing multiple charges. Last Thursday, Salisbury police met with a 14-year-old shooting victim at Tidal Health. The victim said they had gotten into an argument with Claiborne and he shot them. The victim is recovering from life-threatening injuries. Claiborne is being held at the Wycomico County Detention Center. Moving on here, a youth curfew is now in effect in Rehoboth Beach. This afternoon, city commissioners adopted the amendment, which bars anyone under the age of 18 from being out unaccompanied between 11 p.m. and 5 a.m. That applies to public places or on the premises of privately owned businesses within the city of Rehoboth Beach. Commissioners said they put the new rules in place due to fighting and littering incidents involving juveniles. Over the last 3 years, city leaders said they have seen a 110% increase in police calls related to juveniles. WMDT's Brian Roche will have more on this next week. And the Poplar Hill Mansion is celebrating 50 years as a museum, and to do that, they're holding a groovy glam gala next month. Organizers invite you to step back in time and dance the night away to a 1970s disco theme. The event is open to the public and has a dress code. It's black and gold semi-formal attire. It will take place under a beautiful tent in the mansion's rear garden, and all the money raised from the event will go towards maintaining the Poplar Hill Mansion.
During the gala, you can expect to hear live music from Coastal Sound. So we have a live band playing music of the 70s. We'll have great food, Waterman's Inn. They're doing the catering for the event. So it's just going to be a fun night. Your ticket price includes a commemorative wine glass, and you get a free drink along with the purchase of your ticket.
The event takes place Saturday, June 14th. Tickets are $50. You can purchase them at poplarhillmansion.org. And now let's send things over to meteorologist Eric Alf. Eric, we've seen some wild weather tonight. Are we in the clear just yet? I think that's what we're all wondering here.
Yeah, you're right, Ann. In terms of the most potent storms, I think we're pretty much done with it. We could see a few rumbles of thunder tonight, maybe some heavy rain, but the severe threat is a lot lower with any storms that we see tonight and early tomorrow morning. But thank you, Han, for sending in this photo at the Salisbury City Park. Some damage with this downed tree limb and also a downed tree by East Main Street down on the road. So we've had the wind damage for sure. Some creepy clouds as well. Look at this, a well-defined shelf cloud with the rain showers right here. So really healthy storms with the humidity that we had in place. But the large hail was a story as well. Look at this quarter and look at this, gargantuan hail, golf ball size. I mean, that is huge. We saw some really, really huge hailstone reports, and this was the lightning history today. A ton of lightning out there with these southern storms that pushed through, and also a good amount of storm reports across the peninsula, including one report of a funnel cloud by Galestown, and then the report of wind damage by Laurel, Delaware, with numerous reports of trees down and wires down as well, and even a few reports of some winds between 60 to 70 miles per hour closer towards the Bayside. And of course, we had that large hail at around 1.5 inches right here in Preston. So really impressive storms. We even had that tornado warning storm. Remember that? Well, there was definitely evidence of rotation. We could see this rotation history. It kind of peaked right around where Galestown is, right around where the funnel cloud report was. But once the tornado warning expired, of course, that's when we saw the rotation broaden as that storm complex approached Georgetown. So bottom line is that we're pretty much done with this complex of storms, and it's kind of fizzling out offshore. There is another complex out towards the west. It looks really feisty, and you might be thinking, oh great, we're going to be doing this all over again. But I just don't think that's going to be the case. I think a lot of that's going to be burning off. It's calm right now on the Morse reading sighting Skycam, and I think the storms that come through tonight will generally be on the tamer side. A lot of energy is used up from the storms that pass through right now. So 60s right now, 65 with Chucky and Lewis, 68 with Ted and Millsboro. It's humid as well. But again, I just don't think the storms that come through tonight will be as strong. And there is a really small risk for an isolated pop-up storm during the afternoon that could produce some gusty winds, but very, very low chance for this. The overall severe threat for tomorrow afternoon has diminished greatly. And we'll show you those storms on Futurecast. There could be a few bouts of heavy rain, maybe a few rumbles of thunder, and maybe they get a little bit strong, but I just don't think the severe threat is really there for these storms tonight. But just sometime during the early morning hours on Saturday, 5, 6, 7, maybe even 8 a.m., there could be a few bouts of rain and some rumbles of thunder, but these should be more of the garden variety type. Still could get a little noisy though. But then the sunshine breaks out for your day on Saturday. By the afternoon, again, there might be a pop-up storm. It's not showing up on Futurecast, but the possibility is there. It's a very low-end chance, and then by the time we get to Sunday, the rain chance is zilch, 0. A really nice days on the way with lower humidity as well. So it'll be in the 60s for tonight with muggy conditions. A few showers and storms will still be possible. A very small chance for a pop-up storm tomorrow. Could produce some gusty winds if a storm were to develop. Other than that, though, we're looking at mostly sunny skies. By the afternoon, temperatures in the 80s, still a bit on the humid side, but the humidity really tanks for your day on Sunday. It's going to be an absolutely beautiful day. And the first half of this week is looking really great as well, but it does get unsettled by the middle of this week. Wednesday into Thursday, cooler temperatures, highs in the 60s, with showers around and mostly cloudy skies, maybe lingering into Friday. Anthony?
Thank you so much, Eric. Stick around. We'll have an update on Hayden Snellsire and how he is doing in the minors. And also, we're going to highlight another baseball playoff game. You're watching DSI.
Hi, I'm Bailey Griffin with Stephen Decatur Field Hockey, and you're watching Delmarva Sports Insider.
Welcome back to Delmarva Sports Insider. Former staff ace for Stephen Decatur, Hayden Snellsire, is having a lot of success in the minors. On the diamond, he has posted an ERA of 1.69, 1 save, 1 win, 21 innings pitched. He recently had his first start for the Bowling Green Hot Rods. He was drafted in the 17th round of the 2023 draft by the Tampa Bay Rays. His sister, he's got good genes, Ava Snellsire, who is the Stephen Decatur Female Athlete of the Year. Ava talks about her brother having so much success.
Yeah, it's definitely really cool. Everyone around me, the whole community watches him, and it's really cool to experience. I've gone to a couple games. It's a crazy experience. Like, I've been to Shorebirds games my whole life, and I never thought that my brother would be a part of something like that. And he's excelling there, and it's really cool to see. I mean, it's crazy to see that you can go to a small D3 school and you can excel that high in the big leagues. It's really cool to see that, because that doesn't happen often. Like, a lot of people look at D3 as just lower than everything else, but he went to Randolph-Macon, and he's now excelling against people who went to the big schools like Duke or Tennessee and stuff. So it's really cool.
And we had playoff baseball today, Anthony, in Snow Hill. The Eagles hosting the Smithsburg Leopards in the 1A state quarterfinals. Snow Hill fresh off of a regional championship in a 14-inning epic against Mardella. And this was a tight one until the very end. The Eagles gave up a couple runs early in the game, made some plays on defense, found themselves down 3-1 in the 4th inning. From there, it was a stalemate. Both teams had guys getting on base, not getting home. It was still a 2-run ball game into the 7th inning. That's when it got away from the Eagles. Smithsburg scoring 4 in the top of the 7th to put it away. The Eagles not able to find a rally at the end of the game. Snow Hill falls by a score of 7-1 to the Smithsburg Leopards in the 1A state quarterfinals, and obviously that's not the result that the Eagles were hoping for, Anthony, but they can still hang their hat on that regional championship in a really exciting game against Mardella.
They certainly can. Justin Shipley's career is over, one of the standouts for the Snow Hill Eagles, but you have to congratulate them for having so much success. But you go back to Hayden Snellsire, you just never know what you're going to get. But you go back also to Mason Fluardi. You know, these, they start in high school, they go to college, and then they have success, and it's good to see Snellsire one day, and we'll maybe see him in the majors. Coming up, we're going to unveil the WMDT Athlete of the Week.
This is Rich Farrell from Stephen Decatur High School, and you're watching Delmarva Sports Insider.
So with the Halikia dog walking forecast, there could be a lingering shower early in the morning, give a yellow pause. And while there may be a pop-up shower, maybe a quick storm in the afternoon, I just don't think it's enough to give yellow pause. So we'll go with green pause, mostly sunny skies, but very low in chance, as we talked about, for that pop-up storm during the afternoon. Marine forecast, though, was looking good, just a bit breezy out there. Small clouds advisory for the Chesapeake Bay. Winds could be at around 10 to as much as 20 knots out there. So very, very low chance for a pop-up storm in the afternoon on Sunday, then, or I should say Saturday. And it's Sunday, lots of sunshine, temperatures in the upper 70s. And it's a really nice start to this upcoming work week. 75 on Monday for the coastline, upper 60s along the coastline for Tuesday with a good amount of sunshine, but the weather does turn more unsettled and cooler with a bit more clouds Wednesday into Thursday, mostly cloudy skies with a chance for showers for both days, guys.
Thanks, Eric, so much. It's time to unveil the WMDT Athlete of the Week. Who is it? I know who it is. It's Tanner Trudeau with the Parkside Rams baseball team. This week he threw a complete game shutout, gave up 4 hits, 7 innings. Today he was a star, 4 for 4, and he helped his team win 18-2 against the Middletown Knights from Middletown, Maryland.
And we want to hear who you think should win next week's award. Send in your suggestions to our email, that's sports@wmdt.com. Please keep the suggestions coming, guys. We love them.
Keep them rolling, and we'll definitely consider them. Now it's this week on the community calendar. Parkside High School is having a chicken barbecue to raise money for the school's football team. Every ticket sold helps their facilities, equipment, travel expenses, and team meal for the Rams. You'll have to find or text a Parkside football player or coach to purchase a ticket.
You'll be getting grilled chicken, baked beans, a dinner roll, and a bag of chips in your platter. This is taking place on May 24th from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. It's at Moose Lodge in Salisbury. That's 833 Snow Hill Road. Make sure you get a ticket and pick up a platter. Anthony, from that lineup right there, what do you think would be your favorite of the platter? I didn't see cookies listed, but you know what? I like a good old-fashioned bag of chips, just a plain bag of Lay's on a hot day, cold glass of water, you know what I mean?
Well, they can always include, for the sports director, some good old-fashioned moose pie or something.
Yeah, a little treat.
A good cookie. You can't beat it. That's going to do it for tonight. As always, thank you so much for watching.
And be sure to keep up with us this weekend all over social media.
Have a great night.
Closed captioning provided by Value Carpet One.